Whether you're training legs, back, chest, shoulders, arms, whatever, you probably already know what exercises is it that you should be doing to help build up each muscle group, but with just a few minor tweaks, there's probably some things that you could be doing to help you build even more muscle. What's up everyone? David here. Got a new video for y'all today, but before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you miss out on any new videos. Because remember, new videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, so don't miss out. Now today we're going to be talking about technique. How exactly should you be performing each exercise? Like I said, you probably already know what you should be doing for each day. When you're doing your squats, obviously that's for leg day. You want to build up your chest, obviously start hitting those bench presses. If you want to get a bigger back, obviously start doing your pull downs, start doing your rows. You already know what exercises you should be doing. You're probably already doing them and you've seen results. Good, that's great. But there's just gonna be some small minor tweaks that you can do for each one that could possibly help you build even more muscle. And that's what we're gonna be going over with you today. I'm gonna be showing you the 3 technique tips that I personally been doing for my workouts that have helped me build even more muscle, help me make more gains. And again, I really wanna emphasize, these are things that have worked for me. There's no guaranteeing that they can work for you, but you never know unless you try. But before you try, I do really wanna emphasize these are just small, minute details. All right, these are not big, drastic game changers. I don't want you all to think that the moment you start doing these and start implementing them in your training, that you're gonna be giving a night and day difference in your physique. No. If you're not even training hard enough, going to the gym as often as you should, eating enough protein, getting enough rest, getting that diet in check, if you're not taking all these other big major concepts into account, then you're not even gonna be seeing as much results as you could. So again, focus on the big picture, and then once you get everything else dialed in, you can focus on these small, minor details. Just want to throw that out there. Technique tip number 1, you could do this to any exercise that you're doing, whatever it is that you're performing in the gym, emphasize the eccentrics. The eccentrics is the portion of any exercise where you're lengthening the muscle. So think about when you're doing a bench press. On the way down, instead of just slamming it down, letting it bounce off of your chest, no, slow and controlled on the way down. If you're working out your shoulders, you're gonna be doing some laterals. Don't just let gravity do all the work and boom, let your arms just swing down. No, control it on the way down. That portion of any exercise where the muscle is being stretched, that's the part you really wanna prioritize. Everyone always thinks that it's just about the part where you're going up. Everyone thinks that it's the portion where your muscles contracting, feeling the burn, that is the main part that's going to be getting you results. But in reality, you really want to maximize your muscle growth, go ahead and slow it down on the way down. For example, you're doing any type of squats, don't just dive bomb to the bottom. No, go nice and controlled on the way down and then come up. On the way down, take your time, feel the burn, feel the stretch in those quads, and then come back up. You really want to emphasize the eccentrics along with that. Because you're going to be emphasizing that, because now you're just controlling on the way down, you're doing even more work, it's going to be feeling more difficult. As a byproduct of that, you're not going to be able to lift as much weight, and that is perfectly fine. One thing you got to ask yourself, are you a bodybuilder or are you a power lifter? Are you concerned with how much weight is being lifted on the bar, or are you concerned about how you look? If you are someone who is training for looks, aesthetics, getting bigger muscles, getting that ideal figure, then you should be concerned about how much weight is on the bar. You shouldn't be concerned with just increasing the weight every single time. No, the whole goal of training for looks, aesthetics, bodybuilding, however you want to put it, the goal is to make the muscle work. And you make the muscle work by making every rep feel as difficult as possible. So whereas if I would have normally done dumbbell curls, all right, I'm repping them out and I'm so used to ego lifting, just going heavier. Again, no one's gonna ask you how much you curl, but people are gonna be impressed by how big your biceps are. So just go ahead, go lighter, slow on the way down. Make those reps feel as difficult as possible. And one of the best ways you can go about it, and something that I've been doing in my training, slow, eccentric, stretch it out. Feel the burn on the way down. Don't just let gravity do all the work. Make your muscles work harder. Control it on the way down. Since we were just talking about how much weight you're lifting, segues perfectly into our second point. Next thing that has really helped me that I recently started doing more of, are drop sets. Drop sets is very weight dependent. Now, I know previously I said, well, if your goal is to build muscle, you shouldn't be concerned about how much weight you should be lifting. But what you can do is start changing the weight so that way you can get more reps in with good form. I like to think of drop sets as a good way to get a lot of work done in a short amount of time. What I'm talking about here is you start off with an exercise and you get as many reps as you can with whatever given weight you're doing. Now, as you start getting fatigued, are you going to be able to lift more? Are you going to be able to do more reps? Probably not. But what happens if you start taking away some of the weight and now you go about it more? Now the weight is a lot lighter. Should you be able to do more reps? Yeah, absolutely. But then the next thing you know, again, now even that weight, although it was lighter, you start getting more fatigued. You're not going all the way up. Form is starting to fall apart. So what do? Now you can go ahead and remove even more weight after that, and then you're just continuing to go and go and go. Hence the name drop set. You keep dropping the weight. So I believe this is a great way, again, to save time. You don't have a lot of time to work out, but we got to get that volume in. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and drop set. Warm up to a good top set. So for example, if I were to do leg extensions, I'll start off with 1 plate, then 2 plates, 3 plates, 4 plates. All right, 4 warm-up sets. But on that final set, this is gonna be now my drop-down set. I'm gonna get as many reps as I can with good form, going all the way up, all the way down. Feel the burn in those quads with 4 plates. And then once I get fatigued, once I can't do more reps with good proper form, all right, that lets me know it's too heavy, I'm too fatigued. I'm gonna go ahead and remove one of the plates. Once I remove one of the plates, all right, now I'm repping out 3 and I'm going back to back to back. Once I can't do it with 3 plates anymore, all right, drop it down to 2, get as many more as I can. So the moment I start feeling fatigued and the moment I can't do any more with good form at the given weight, that is gonna be my cue to go ahead and drop the weight. And now I can get more reps with good form again, but now it's with a lighter weight. So again, I personally like it. You can get a lot of work done. If you're on a time crunch like I was my last leg day, I did this with my leg extensions and I did it also with my leg curls for the hamstrings. The only thing that might make it a little inconvenient is if you're doing it on a machine that is plate loaded and you don't have a workout partner. Because I was working out by myself, I had to take the weight off by myself. And if you're in one of those machines where you're actually seated and locked into the machine, it can be a little hard to reach around and try to get the weight. But this could work as a really good technique tip, especially if you're doing an exercise that is on a weight stack, because it's easier to adjust the weight on a weight stack. All you gotta do is move the pin compared to something where you actually gotta physically add and take off weight plates. So just wanna throw that out there. And lastly, third tip, and this one's gonna vary depending on who you are, your budget, or what you have access to, but it has really helped me, is supportive gear. I'm talking about wraps, sleeves, belts, anything that you wear around your joints, that will help out. Now, for those who don't know, I used to train more of a powerlifting background. I used to love just training heavy, going ham, loading up the bar, focusing on squat, bench, and deadlift. Those were my 3 big lifts. How much weight can I load up on the bar? And by nature of that style of training, the use of supportive gear was introduced. You look at any type of powerlifting competition, you look at any strength competition where people are being tested on how much they can lift, they're almost always gonna be wearing something around their joints. If they're squatting, they're gonna be wearing either knee sleeves or knee wraps. If they're benching, they're probably gonna be wearing some type of wrist wrap, maybe sometimes even an elbow sleeve or wrap. When they're deadlifting, they're almost always gonna be wearing a belt. Supportive gear is usually something that is looked upon more towards the strength community, but it can help with those of you who are trying to build more muscle. Now, me personally, before, when I used to train as powerlifting, I would only wear my supportive gear during the main lifts. You know, my top set of squats, my top set of deadlifts, my top set of bench press. But then when I did all of my accessory work, let's just say it was a deadlift day, okay? I did my top set of my deadlifts, good. But then when I did my additional exercises, let's just say like my back workouts, I wouldn't wear straps, I wouldn't wear a belt, nothing like that, just body, nothing else. When I did my squats, I will go ahead and do my top set of 405 for 2 reps. But then afterwards, I'll go ahead and do my accessory exercises. I will go ahead and do my hack squats. I'll do my leg press, I'll do my front squats, but with no supportive gear, no belt, no wraps, no sleeves, nothing. Lately, what I've been doing now, even though my goal is to build muscle, I've been introducing that supportive gear. Whereas in before, when I was doing my back workouts, I would wear no straps. I'll just go ahead and grip onto the dumbbell, do my rows this way. But the thing is, what was happening? My lat was still strong enough to help me get more reps, but my forearm and my grip strength was not strong enough to continue holding onto that dumbbell. So what did I start doing? I started relying more on the supportive gear. Let's throw on a strap. So now, whereas without a strap, I could have done maybe 5 reps with the given weight that I was using. Now with the fact that I'm wearing a strap and I'm ultimately tying myself to the dumbbell, now I can get more reps because my lat has the strength to pull that dumbbell up way more. But before, my hand didn't have the strength to continue holding onto it. Now that grip strength is no longer a limiting factor. So what is that going to result in? That's going to result in more lat development, more back development. Because again, your lats, your back is a bigger and stronger muscle group compared to your small forearms and your weak grip strength. Now, for many of you who say, well, you got to work on your grip strength, you can't always be relying on straps. Okay, if you care that much about grip strength, do additional grip exercises. What I do during my back workouts, I do deadlifts on back day. Once I do my top set of deadlifts, at the very end of the last rep, I hold it for a good amount of time and then I drop it. So that's my way to hit my grip strength. And then I go ahead and do my other back exercises. And on those, I'll go ahead and throw on the straps. So even something like a seated cable row, go ahead and tie yourself to the apparatus, boom, pull, let your back do all the work. Don't let your back gains hinder because you couldn't hold on to the weight because of your weak hands. And it's not just on that. Even other exercises, let's just say like bench press. Before with 225, maybe I could have only done, who knows, 5, 6, 7 reps. But now I'm going to go ahead and put on some elbow sleeves. I'm going to go ahead and put on some wrist wraps. Now that's what's going to allow me to get that 1 or 2 extra reps. And what are those 1 or 2 extra reps going to help me do? It's going to help me build up more pec. Because before, when I was struggling with bench press, I'll get up halfway, and at this point, it's all tricep, or I should say majority tricep with that lockout. I was struggling. By throwing on an elbow sleeve, boom, I don't have to worry about that lockout power anymore because the sleeve is going to help me get a little bit more of that assistance. So you see, eliminating the limiting factors in the bench press. It's my triceps, my lockouts because of my elbows, throw in a sleeve. Even something like on a hack squat. You see, on hack squat, I'll go ahead and do it just pure body weight, and I wouldn't be able to go as heavy and I wouldn't be able to get as many reps as I could. Why? Because again, your body is only so strong and can only handle so much. But what happens if I were to throw on a weightlifting belt and some knee sleeves when I do my hack squats? Ultimately, will I be able to go heavier? Yes. Will I be able to get more reps? Yes. Will that in turn help me build up even more quad muscle as a byproduct of that? Yes. Why wouldn't you wear or do things for a particular exercise that are going to help you push even harder, to lift heavier and to get more reps? Because in turn, lifting heavier and getting those extra reps are really just going to help push that targeted muscle group even more. And if you push it even more, is that not going to make it bigger and stronger? Obviously. So when it comes to the hack squat, yes, wearing the belt, wearing the sleeves, did it help me lift heavier? Yes. Did it help me get more reps? Yes. And what was the byproduct of that? My quads are working even harder, and by making them work even harder, they have no choice but to get bigger and stronger. So you see, supportive gear is not just for strength. It's not just for power lifters, for strongmen, for overall strength athletes. No, if your goal is to build muscle, you can definitely rely on them more because it can help you push past your limits and push the muscle even more. And the more you push that muscle, the more results, the bigger it's going to get. And that's the whole goal here, is to make that muscle bigger. Because again, we're training for looks. We're training to build muscle in the first place. So there you have it, everyone. Those were just 3 technique tips that I've recently been doing more of in my training now that my goal is not necessarily powerlifting, but more of building muscle, and they have definitely been helping out. Eccentrics, the portion of the lift where you're stretching out the muscle, let the weight down slow. Control it by your own means instead of letting gravity do all the work. Drop sets, work up to that top set, and then from right there, get as many reps as you could with good form. Once the form starts falling apart and you start fatiguing, take off some of the weight and continue that on. Keep taking off weight as you go. Boom, getting a lot of work done in as little amount of time as possible. Great technique tip. And then lastly, supportive gear. Not just for power lifters. If you have it, go ahead and throw it on and utilize it on all your exercises. The more reps and weight you can lift, realistically, the bigger that muscle is going to get, because now you're pushing it past its limits even more so. Just want to throw that out there. Hopefully these tips were helpful. Go ahead and try them out and comment down below if they work. And also comment down below any other video suggestions you'd like to see me do, whether it be about mindset, motivation, nutrition, diets, workouts, programs, whatever it is, comment down below. I'd be more than happy to help y'all out. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out any new videos, because remember, new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, so don't miss out. And also, click the join button down below if you want to help support this channel. We got now new membership options. If you want more details, check out the link in the description down below. And on Instagram and TikTok, be sure to follow me on both accounts. I put all my links down in the description below. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next time.